The cameras flashed, the crowd froze, and well, just like that, Hollywood had a completely new obsession.
Oh, it is exactly the kind of image that instantly stops your scroll, right?
Completely. I mean, picture this. It is a bustling New York City in May of 2026. You zoom in, and there's an A-list Oscar-nominated actress and a, bohemian rock star.
Standing shoulder to shoulder.
Exactly. They are standing there to celebrate their son. After a highly publicized and, frankly, incredibly painful divorce, they're actually sharing the frame.
And for a fleeting moment, the tabloids get their absolute perfect, effortlessly simple snapshot of reconciliation.
But behind that single snapshot is a sprawling, chaotic, and just endlessly fascinating reality. You are listening to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today, we are unpacking a massive headline. The headline is, Kate Hudson and her Black Crowes ex reunited. Here's how it actually went.
Yeah, we have a huge stack of sources today. We are pulling from entertainment news articles, podcast transcripts, Vanity Fair profiles, and of course, viral social media posts.
Right, because our mission today is to strip away the tabloid buzz. We want to look at what this highly publicized NYU graduation actually reveals about modern blended families,
Definitely. It shows the intense pressures of celebrity legacies and really explores how you successfully restructure a relationship after the romance completely burns out.
So, okay, let's unpack this, because to truly grasp the tightrope walk of this specific family dynamic, you have to visualize the sheer scale of the graduation event itself.
Oh, yeah. This was not a quiet backyard gathering with a sheet cake.
No, not at all. NYU's graduation basically took over the entire geography of New York City.
Which is already chaotic enough, right?
So chaotic. We're talking about Ryder Robinson. He is 22 years old, walking his purple cap and gown. And he's got his girlfriend of 3 years, Piper Lacey, navigating the crowds right alongside him.
But the logistics of his family celebration, I mean, they are mind-boggling.
Truly. You have sources noting that festivities were happening simultaneously up at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, and then, photo ops happening miles away underneath Radio City Music Hall.
The sensory overload of Yankee Stadium alone is immense, let alone adding the weight of a massive blended family summit.
Just look at the guest list for the VIP suite at that stadium.
It's like the Avengers of Hollywood and rock and roll.
It really is. You have Kate's current fiancé, Danny Fujikawa.
Yeah.
You have her ex-fiancé, Muse frontman Matt Bellamy.
Right.
You've got her legendary parents, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. And then you have Ryder's half-siblings, 14-year-old Bingham and 7-year-old Ronnie Rose.
That is a lot of star power for one room.
It is. So how on earth do you put all those overlapping histories, all those massive egos, into one glass luxury box without it just, detonating?
Well, you don't. Or rather, you realize you just don't have to force everyone into the same glass box at the exact same time.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, the space between the screaming reunion headlines and the reality of how this family operates is where the real genius is. If you look closely at the timelines from our sources, Chris Robinson actually wasn't in that massive group photo from the stadium suite.
Wait, hold on. Really? If he wasn't in the suite with the rest of the family, where did that viral reunion photo even come from?
Yeah, it's crazy. The headlines literally painted a picture of one big happy family holding hands all day, but that viral moment where Kate is resting her head on Ryder's shoulder next to Chris, that was from an Instagram story taken entirely separately.
Oh, underneath Radio City Music Hall.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Chris's current wife, Camille Johnson, was the one posting supportive videos of the actual ceremony, which Chris then reposted to his own followers.
Ah, okay, so that highlights a crucial psychological mechanism, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Successful blended families do not require picture-perfect 24/7 integration.
So it's really about abandoning the pressure to manufacture a unified front. I mean, you don't have to sing Kumbaya for 8 hours straight in a cramped luxury box.
Precisely. It's the concept of parallel support. You show up for the child in your own way, in your own designated space.
Which makes sense, because forcing manufactured intimacy between exes and new partners often causes, unnecessary friction.
And by managing the geography of the event, Yankee Stadium for one group, Radio City for another, they ensured Ryder felt a wall of support from every side.
Without anyone having to pretend they are one seamless, frictionless unit. And that's not even the wildest part. Later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming regarding what his dad actually wants for his future.
Oh, that part is so fascinating. But first, That geographic separation really mirrors the psychological separation Ryder himself has to navigate.
Absolutely. When you look at the sheer scale of the spotlight on this family, the pressure on this 22-year-old must just be crushing.
It really must be.
Kate actually revealed on Jimmy Fallon that Ryder is the first person in their family history to ever graduate from college. The very first.
Which is a staggering milestone when you consider the unconventional, highly publicized paths his parents and grandparents took.
Yeah, he is carrying the legacy of rock royalty on one side and Hollywood royalty on the other.
To understand that pressure cooker, you just have to look at Kate's reality 2 months prior to this graduation.
Oh, right, the Oscars.
Yes. She attends the actual Oscars ceremony with her mom, Goldie Hawn. According to reports, Kate is wearing a mint green Armani dress.
And draped in, what, $35 million worth of rare green diamonds?
Yes, $35 million in diamonds. She is up for Best Actress for her movie Hamnet.
She ultimately loses to Jessie Buckley, but still, think about the emotional whiplash of that night. That is a hyper-scrutinized, high-stakes, glittering reality.
And what is her son doing in the background of all this?
Right, he goes to NYU to study acting and music, following the family trade, basically. But his actual grounding passion right now is woodworking.
Woodworking.
Yeah. He makes furniture. He's currently literally building a sofa.
Wow. I mean, it is the ultimate tactile grounding mechanism.
A literal sofa. I mean, most 22-year-olds can barely assemble IKEA furniture, right?
Exactly. While his mother is wearing $35 million in diamonds, he is quite literally measuring and cutting wood.
He is seeking a tangible reality that he can control with his own hands. And Kate actively encourages this. She tells him to perhaps pursue that direction.
But the contrast gets incredibly sharp when you look at his father's public hopes for him.
Okay, I am so stuck on this detail. We have a quote from Chris Robinson from the Vanity Fair Oscars viewing party back in March of 2026.
Let's hear it.
He is asked about Ryder, and Chris says he imagines his son is going to lean more toward the handsome leading man time in his life, and not so much the, and I quote, freaky, gratuitous, bohemian rock and roll part of his other family.
Which is just wild to hear from him.
Right. How does a literal rock god, a guy who built his entire brand and fortune on rebellion, suddenly become the parent, pushing for a safe, structured path?
Well, honestly, it reads like a profound act of parental protection.
You think so?
I do. Chris Robinson lived the mythos of the chaotic rock star. He knows intimately the psychological and physical toll of that, quote, freaky, gratuitous lifestyle.
That's a really good point. When celebrity children inherit these massive personas, they often feel trapped, right? Like they're obligated to out-party or out-rebel their famous parents.
Exactly. Chris is giving his son explicit public permission to reject that trope. By actively steering him toward the handsome leading man archetype, which represents structure, call sheets, and discipline, he's trying to save Ryder from the destructive elements of his own past.
Oh, wow. And Kate seems to be mirroring that desire for healthy expression, but she does it by creating this massive creative incubator at home.
Yeah, she definitely curates that environment.
You look at that Vanity Fair party where Chris gave the, quote, it was actually a mother-son outing for Kate and Ryder. Visually, it's a stunning contrast.
Oh, I saw the photos.
You have Ryder, 22, composed, towering over his mom in a sharp black tuxedo. Kate is wearing this sparkly black Gucci gown with a bodice cutout.
He isn't feeding into any wild child narrative. He's just quietly supporting his mom.
Exactly. And if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed because we've got even crazier stories ahead.
Definitely hit subscribe. But you know, that incubator environment Kate creates extends to all of her children. It's about nurturing expression over expectation.
Right, like Bingham, her 14-year-old with Matt Bellamy, he has been drumming since he was 1 year old.
And 7-year-old Ronnie Rose already possesses what Kate describes as pop star energy. She fosters these talents organically without funneling them into a rigid Hollywood machine.
The fact that they can all joke about their differences, celebrate a graduation in 2026 together, and give these kids the freedom to build a sofa or play the drums, it is clearly the result of grueling unseen labor.
Oh, absolutely. The foundation of this stadium suite celebration was built out of a profoundly difficult ending.
You have to rewind to the breakdown of the marriage to understand the architecture of their current dynamic. They were married from 2000 to 2007.
Right. And in a remarkably candid 2024 interview with Howard Stern, Kate admitted that when her career exploded, she was like a baby.
She was like navigating this completely sudden, massive global fame, right? while Chris was a brilliant artist who wanted to live as a nomad.
And a nomadic lifestyle is fundamentally incompatible with the structured, highly scheduled, heavily insured life of an ascending Hollywood movie star.
They were just growing in completely opposite directions.
Fast forward to her 2019 interview on the Divorce Sucks podcast, Kate really pulls back the curtain on how they actually make the modern dynamic work.
What did she say?
She admits she naturally prefers a laid-back approach to life, but she realized that being laid back leads to chaos when you're dealing with multiple households, multiple tours, and multiple kids.
Oh, I bet.
She said it actually requires a superstructure.
A superstructure. That implies a massive volume of administrative labor, constant texts, shared calendars, and logistical emails.
I read that and immediately thought of a corporate business merger.
Yes. You are running a complex joint venture, and the product you are managing is the psychological well-being of a child.
Exactly. You absolutely do not have to love your former co-founder. You might actually harbor deep resentments about past failures.
But when you walk into the boardroom, or in this case, the VIP suite at Yankee Stadium, you have to suppress your ego.
You don't have to go to happy hour with your co-founder, but you have to show up to the board meeting.
Right. You check your emotional baggage at the door, and you review the quarterly reports. You reply to the emails.
Kate frequently gets praised in these articles for having an amazing situation, as if it just magically fell into her lap.
She explicitly pushed back on that narrative in the interview, didn't she? Stating she wouldn't recommend it to most.
Because the sheer emotional stamina required is exhausting. Think about it. You are coordinating with Chris Robinson, who is touring globally with his band as the crow flies.
Right.
You are coordinating with Matt Bellamy, who is executing massive, physically demanding arena tours with Muse.
Which is an absolute logistical nightmare.
It is. Yet Kate goes out of her way to praise both of them for being really present fathers. That level of presence, despite those grueling schedules, is the direct result of that corporate-level superstructure you just described.
Which brings us to a quote from Kate that I just haven't been able to stop thinking about since we started compiling these sources.
Oh, the love quote.
Yeah. She said, "You loved this person. That doesn't just go away, but you can reestablish a different kind of love."
That sentence is the absolute thesis of this entire deep dive. Society heavily conditions us to view divorce purely through the lens of failure.
We use words like a failed marriage or a broken home.
But what Kate, Chris, and Matt are modeling is a masterclass in recategorizing a relationship.
The marriage didn't fail. Its original purpose simply expired.
Precisely. It shifted from a romantic partnership to a lifelong professional co-parenting partnership.
The initial love doesn't vanish into the ether. It gets actively repurposed.
It becomes mutual respect, driven entirely by the shared goal of raising a healthy, grounded human being. And stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next, because this next part is wild.
Yes, because this shift from broken home to restructured family isn't just an isolated phenomenon with Kate Hudson. We are watching a much wider cultural shift mature right in front of us.
It's true. At that exact same NYU 2026 graduation ceremony, there was a staggering coincidence.
Oh my gosh, yes. Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillip were in the crowd.
They divorced in 2007, the exact same year as Kate and Chris.
And there they were, happily reuniting to celebrate the graduation of their 22-year-old son, Deacon.
You have two defining Hollywood couples of the early 2000s who both went through highly scrutinized, very public splits at the exact same cultural moment.
Now, 2 decades later, they're showing up to do the exact same thing for their children. It is a powerful sociological marker.
It proves that family structures are living, breathing entities. They aren't static.
Even Kate is looking toward the future. She admitted that despite feeling done having kids at one point, her relationship with Danny Fujikawa has her contemplating expanding the family again. She joked that Danny, quote, needs a boy of his own.
Public displays of this kind of amicable, highly structured co-parenting by high-profile figures do a massive public service.
They really do.
When Reese Witherspoon or Kate Hudson publicly navigate these waters, they help destigmatize the restructuring of families for the general public.
Ryder Robinson isn't lacking anything. Through this superstructure, he has an absolute army of parents and step-parents actively cheering him on.
Exactly. He is surrounded by support.
So I want you, listening right now, to think about the closed chapters in your own life. A romantic relationship that ended, a close friendship that faded, a business partnership that dissolved.
When those chapters end, our instinct is often to burn the book entirely. We just want to erase the history.
But what this deep dive shows us is the power of keeping the characters around, just casting them in entirely new roles.
And that leads to a critical question to take away from all this. If love doesn't just evaporate, but can be systematically reestablished into something completely new, what past relationship, closed chapter, or perceived failure in your own life might actually benefit from a radical restructuring?
It's a great question.
What incredible possibilities open up for you when you stop viewing the people in your life strictly through a binary of forever or failure?
That is the exact question to carry with you today. Because just like that flashbulb moment we started with, the picture might look incredibly simple, but the reality behind it is beautifully, intentionally complex. You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.